The views expressed on the following program do not necessarily represent those of this station or its management.
It's time now for Where You Live with Gene Sullivan, the show that deals with the news and events that affect you the most. Whether you rent or own, live in an HOA, single-family home, or an apartment building, Gene will tackle the issues right where you live. So, from the True North Painting Studios, here is the original man of steel, Resolve himself, who stands for truth, justice, and the association way. Here's Gene Sullivan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Where You Live. I'm Gene Sullivan, and I'm broadcasting from the True North Painting Studios. When you're looking for the right painting contractor, what do you look for? Isn't it someone who'll respect you, your time, your property, and your budget? That's what you can expect from True North Painting. Find out more about this exceptional company by going online at truenorthpainting.com. That's TRU northpainting.com. Or give them a call at 952-831-1433. I'm also brought to you by the great folks at Extreme Exteriors and American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency. Need to begin, like I always do, giving a shout-out to the man who makes it happen, Christopher Wyatt Earp Huberty. How are you, Chris?
I'm good, Gene. How are you today?
I'm going to try and actually stay out of snow, I think, this weekend.
Nice.
We're going up to the cottage one more time. There's a cranberry festival north, but they say we could be experiencing snow.
Oh.
So hopefully it won't stay, but summer is for sure over, isn't it?
Yeah, that fluke fall that we had a couple weeks ago, I think that's here to stay now.
Oh, last weekend was just absolutely spectacular.
Yep.
80-degree weather, but no, not now.
No.
Well, hey, we've got a lot to cover with today's show, a very special edition of Where You Live. So let's begin without further ado with property management in the news. Property management in the news is brought to you by Home Furniture and Abbey Floor Coverings. Their showrooms are staffed with professionals who will help you choose what you need to fit both your lifestyle and budget. Whatever you need, chances are they'll have what you're looking for. Now, if you wish to avail yourself of special pricing you're not going to find anywhere else, all Where You Live listeners, call Customer Service Coordinator Lori Matson at 952-224-2663. I am very pleased and honored to have with me as a guest on our show, and we're going to cover and tackle this in much further detail. You may remember, listeners, a couple months back in July, we had talked about a retired military veteran, Mr. Larry Murphree in Jacksonville, Florida, who is trying to display the American flag in front of his home. And it has been an embroiled battle. And I guess I would have to say you'd have to have been hiding under a rock not to have heard about this story. However, without further ado, I'd like to welcome to Where You Live, Mr. Larry Murphree. Hello, Mr. Murphree.
Good day, sir.
Thank you for taking time to be on the show today. Could you maybe begin for those listeners who haven't been keeping up or have heard of this story? What is this all about with your this battle that you have with your homeowners association?
Well, I live in a condo, and we own, of course, from the walls in, and outside of the building is theirs. On my front porch, they say we can have a potted plant. Well, I put a little American flag in there, and they came around and looked at it and said it was an unauthorized object. And they were fining me $100 a day until I took it out. Well, I said, I'm not going to take it out. So we went round and round. We filed a federal lawsuit, and then they came back and said, okay, let's sign this thing so we won't sue each other. We will forget about the $1,000 we were fining you, and everybody's happy. So we signed and everything, and then 2 years later, they came after me again for same pot, same flour, same dirt, everything. And what they did, they came up with a new rule. Some people call it the Larry rule, that lists the things that can go in a flower pot, and the American flag didn't make the cut. So they came back at me and said, you've got to take it out. And I said, I'm not. So we've been going back and forth, and we went to them, and they cut off my dues. The way they did that, they were taken out automatically. And while I was in the hospital, they transferred my automatic dues to a $1,000 fine that they put on me again. And so, bam, I was behind on my payments because they diverted my funds without telling me. So this is when it all started over again. So we've filed another lawsuit trying to get them to, back off. We tell them that it's covered. The flag is protected under state and federal law, and they think their rules here supersede state and federal law.
Well, now, you say that this whole issue was something where there was a settlement.
Yes.
But in reading the court's decision, it didn't look like there was a settlement. It talks about dismissing the case.
Well, the one that they dismissed was another one we filed in federal court, and the judge said this should be filed in state court. So that's what we did.
Okay, yes, and that was because you were, if I could guess, coin a phrase, you actually made it a federal case
Yes,
by going
exactly.
that right away, and you were saying that you had the right to display the American flag because of the Freedom to Display the American Flag Act of 2005. Sure. Is that correct?
Right. Yes.
All right, but reading the that act that passed Congress, it didn't look like it was just giving 100% carte blanche to the homeowner in just being able to display the flag. There was another sort of special prohibition that was still left in there. It said, if I'm reading the act here now, sir, it says, a condominium association, a cooperative association, or residential real estate management association may not adopt or enforce any policy that would restrict or prevent a member of the association from displaying the flag of the United States on residential property, but it says within the association with respect, and here is the proviso now, to which such member has a separate ownership interest or a right to exclusive possession or use.
Yes.
So in other words, in other words, when you do not have complete exclusive control, use, or ownership, and you don't in a condominium, because you mentioned at the very beginning here, you're correct, you own the space within those walls of that particular unit. Everything else is considered a common element, which means that you own it together with all the other homeowners. And so the association does have the ability to have some say in how things are being displayed.
Well, first of all, the flag, there are some restrictions on it. Like they don't want you to put out a 50-foot flagpole with a big light on it and a chain. That
understandable.
Would be the exception.
Yeah.
But my front porch is the same as my driveway. I don't own it, but I have exclusive rights to it. Nobody can park in my driveway, and nobody can put stuff on my front porch. It's strictly for my use. So that's why we can have the flower pot, but they say it can't have a flag in it.
But again, I would say that the 2005 American Flag Act does state that it also gave the provision that on talking about anything that you had separate ownership interest in, and you don't have a separate ownership interest in that front area of your condominium. That is considered a common element.
Yeah, that's what I pay dues for, is for the upkeep and so forth. But again, that front porch is strictly for my use.
Oh, it may be agreed. It may be a limited common element, but that's still a subset of a common element, and is something that you don't actually own. You don't have that in the title.
Correct.
And
that is correct. But it says in there, if it's for my use only, that I have the right to put the American flag there. This is down here in Florida. We have last two governors we have signed similar bills that they can't restrict. There was a federal judge in West Palm Beach that threw out a case. He basically eliminated all HOA restrictions on flying the American flag.
Well, let me ask you this. Go back to some things. Now, you said that with respect to your monthly assessment and dues that you for the association, you're telling me that you never stop payments to the association.
Well, I stopped it after I found out what they were doing. They were diverting my dues to take care of the $1,000 fine for late fees, attorney fees, and all of that.
So you did. So you did stop making payment to your homeowner association for the monthly assessment.
After a while, yes. When I found out what they were doing.
Why would you do something like that? That puts an HOA in a position if every time a homeowner had a disagreement with how something's going to be handled, and said, I don't feel like making payments now because I don't think you're doing it right, the association can't continue to operate. So how is that a fair way of resolving things? Doesn't that sort of just gin things up?
We told them that we've set up an escrow account. The money's going into an account. I'm not being a deadbeat on this thing. But we wanted the stipulation that it would go to the dues, not this other stuff, and they would not agree to that.
Well, let me ask you a few other questions here,
Sure.
But looking on the clock, we've got to take a break. You can stay with us, so can't you, for another segment? We're talking with homeowner, retired veteran Larry Murphree from Jacksonville, Florida, on this issue of displaying the American flag. We've got a lot more to pursue with this, so don't go away. You're listening to Where You Live on AM 1280, The Patriot. Back after this.